I had a thought this morning that I thought was worth sharing as I'm waiting to get into nursing school, sitting here in the parking lot, just meditating and having listened to some things coming up the road. Um, what a glorious truth that now, as I feel like almost feel like I'm wasting my time with school, and I know it's going to be worth it in the end, but it feels so tedious. It feels so overwhelming at times to become a nurse, where I'm going to largely work in vain against the effects of sin and death. It'll keep me in a job here because people will always be sick and dying. Um, but the thought occurred to me that in the new heavens and the new earth, I'm gonna have to find another career, and every hospital will be shut down forever. There'll be no need for them again. And I know everybody has health issues or knows people with health issues, but I just think of um, my grandfather and watching such a powerful man sort of really be brought low by cancer and shingles, and seeing my uncle lose his legs to diabetes, losing one of my uncles to a heart attack at an early age, having grown up with my dad being an epileptic, and going through a whole host of issues related to both the sickness and the treatment, having been in the role of a husband for my wife as we found out that she'd miscarried, and just working in a hospital with people who get new diagnoses every single day of some life-changing debilitation, some disease, some sickness that many times is totally out of their control. It is just a result of the fall, of sin and death that comes with it. We deserve much worse, but it is a result of the curse nonetheless. And friends, what good news we have, that we can be spared from this suffering. That even more than that, we might not just have life, but have life abundantly through Christ Jesus. We live in a world that is suffering, that is sick, that is dying, and whether they have a disease or not, they are miserable and they are rotting from the inside out. Christians, we have a duty to go and preach the gospel to all men, because there's coming a day when Christ is going to crush all his enemies under his feet, and all those outside of him will be cast in outer darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth forever. Things that we couldn't even imagine, that we all deserve, but we have so graciously been brought in to the fold. So I encourage you today in two ways. One, be encouraged that when you see sin and suffering and death and violence and all these things in the world, this isn't the end. Christ will come. He will make all things right. And there will be no more death and no more sorrow there, sickness, and he will wipe away every tear from our eyes, friends. That's encouraging. But in this world, you will have sorrow. So I encourage you as well to take the hope that you have through Christ and courageously and boldly go into a culture that has their fingers in their ears and does not want to hear the truth, and diagnose them, tell them that they are sick with sin, and give them the cure of Jesus Christ and his gospel. You can't force them to take it, but pray that they do, and offer it to all men everywhere. Because there's coming a day where we'll have no more need of nurses and hospitals and doctors and physicians and psychiatrists and police officers and all of these things. Christ is going to come and make all things right. Everything will be made right. And that's encouraging for me today. It's just kind of overwhelming sometimes, and I found so much peace today in the thought that Christ is going to put me out of a job. And that is one of the most exciting things I've ever heard in my life. And I pray that he comes soon. And I pray that he will make all things right soon. And with the Apostle John, I pray, Maranatha, Lord, come quickly. And friends, we must set our hands to the plow. We have work to do. God bless you guys.